Welcome to today's English learning story. This is an intermediate level episode, so the sentences are a bit easier and vocabulary is clearer. Today's story is called The Last Guardian of Time. Let's begin. Lena was a quiet girl who loved peaceful moments. She enjoyed early mornings when the sky was soft, and late nights when the world felt slow and calm. Her grandfather had passed away 2 years earlier, but Lena still felt close to him. She kept one special thing he had left for her, his old pocket watch. The watch was broken, it had scratches, and the glass was cracked. Its hands were stuck at 11:04. But Lena kept it because it reminded her of her grandfather's warm smile. One night, something strange happened. It was almost midnight. Lena was reading in her room when she heard a soft sound. Tick, tick, tick. She looked around confused. Her room was quiet. Nothing should have been ticking. Then she saw the pocket watch. It was moving. Slowly, Lena reached out and touched it. The moment her finger touched the watch, the world stopped completely. The rain outside froze in the air. Tree branches stopped moving. The clock on her wall stopped. Everything was silent to silent. Lena felt her heart beat faster. Then she noticed something worse. Shadows. Tall, thin shadows standing near her door. They were not moving, but she felt they were watching her. She panicked and dropped the watch. Instantly, time started again. The rain fell, the wind blew, and the shadows disappeared. Lena could not sleep that night. The next morning, she went to the attic. Her grandfather had spent a lot of time there. She searched through old boxes until she found a notebook with his handwriting. On the first page, she read, "To the next guardian of time." Lena felt her stomach twist. She continued reading. Her grandfather explained that the watch was not just a watch. It had a special power. It could stop time. But stopping time opened a dangerous space called the space between moments. Shadow creatures lived there, and every time the watch was used, they moved closer to the real world. Lena closed the notebook quickly. She didn't want this job. She didn't want to be a guardian. That night, everything got worse. She woke up and felt the room was too cold, too still, too quiet. A shadow stood at the end of her bed. This time, it moved. Slowly, like a nightmare coming to life. Terrified, Lena grabbed the watch again. Time froze. But the shadow didn't freeze. It kept coming toward her. Section 6. The escape and search for a solution. Lena ran out of her room, heart racing. She grabbed the notebook again and searched quickly. She found a drawing of an old clock tower at the edge of town. Next to it was a message: to restore balance, rewind time at its source. Lena knew what she had to do. Outside, the world was frozen. Cars were stopped in the middle of the street. Birds hung in the air like photos. People were stuck mid-step, but the shadow followed her, moving slowly, but always getting closer. Lena ran until she reached the clock tower. Inside, everything smelled old and dusty. She climbed to the top, where a huge broken clock stood. The pocket watch glowed in her hand. "I'm scared," she whispered, "but I won't run anymore." She turned the watch backward. A bright light exploded from it, filling the tower, then the whole world. The shadow creature screamed and disappeared into nothing. Time returned to normal. The cars moved again. The birds flew. The wind blew. Everything was alive once more. Section 8. Denouement and final realization. The moral. Lena fell to her knees. tired but proud. She looked at the pocket watch. It wasn't cracked anymore. It looked new, shining softly. And then she understood. The watch wasn't meant to escape life. It was meant to teach her to value every moment. The next morning, she put the watch in her pocket. She didn't need its power now. She only needed the lesson it had taught her. I am the guardian of time, she whispered, and if I can protect time, I can shape my own future too. And with that, her new life began.